highlighting how speculative energy is currently focused elsewhere. Looking at the Weiss ratings, Dogecoin has a C plus overall with a surprisingly decent B in technology. That tech score suggests the project can handle increased transaction loads even with the current frenzy. However, its abysmal E plus performance rating is a stark warning. Okay, here's a quick take on AIR3. The current price sits at 0.0003759 USD with a market cap of 365,494, placing it at rank 5244. We're seeing a pretty significant dip today with a 24-hour price change of negative 16.14% and a volume of 12,488.73. The market cap is also down almost 16.08% in the last day. Looking at the supply, the circulating and total supply are both around 971.49 million with a max supply of 1 billion. It's worth noting the all-time high was 0.00054046, which is about 30.42% above the current price. While longer-term price changes like 360, 180, and 90 days show gains of 65.53%, recent performance over 30 and 1-day periods are clearly negative with drops of 18.14% and 15.85% respectively. Inflation seems minimal with zero inflation over 360, 180, and 90 days, but a slight decrease of 0.03% over the last 30 days. Overall, it's a risky asset currently experiencing a downward trend. Okay, here's a market analysis comment based on your requirements, aiming for concise, natural language and incorporating numerical data. The current price of BNB is 743.06, showing solid trading activity. Its market capitalization stands at a significant 103.5 billion, confirming its position as a major player. We're seeing a 24-hour trading volume of 2.03 billion, indicating healthy interest and liquidity. This suggests continued investor confidence in BNB, but monitoring volume trends is key. Overall, it's a strong performance for BNB right now. The market has been firmly planted in greed territory this week. We've seen little sign of pullback, suggesting buyers are still firmly in control. A slight cooling in the last few days might signal a pause for breath, but no major shift in momentum yet. It feels like a steady climb rather than a frantic sprint. Traders should watch for signs of exhaustion, but for now, the trend remains your friend. Okay, so Dogecoin is absolutely leading the charge in volume today, clocking in at over $12.2 billion traded in the last 24 hours. That's nearly 15 times the volume of Ethereum, which sits at around $3.9 million. What we're seeing with Dogecoin is clearly momentum driven. It's a meme coin, and those thrive on social sentiment and speculative trading. Contrast that with Bitcoin, which, while still a solid asset with a B plus overall WISE rating, is only moving about $78,691 in volume, a massive difference, and a sign that traders are prioritizing risk on assets right now. Now, looking at the WISE ratings, Dogecoin has a C plus overall, with a surprisingly decent B in technology, but a truly dismal E plus for performance. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has a strong A in tech, but suffers from the same D rating and performance as Ethereum and XRP. All right, let's talk about what's moving right now. Here are 5 tokens getting buzz. 1 Sol Solana rank 5. People are liking its speed and lower fees compared to Ethereum. 2 BTC Bitcoin rank 1 still king. The ETF approvals have brought a lot of new money in. 3 Ethereum rank 2. The upcoming Dencun upgrade is a big deal for scaling. 4 ADA Cardano rank 8. Development activity is picking up and that's attracting attention. 5 AVAX Avalanche, rank 10, it's seen as a solid Layer 1 alternative. Overall, it's a mix of established players and Layer 1s people think have potential. Volume is decent across the board. No new news available at the moment. Okay, let's break down the latest listings. We've got Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter at rank 3564, trading at 0.00149 with $551 K volume, likely a new project launch. Then there's Doge to Mars, DOGMARS, rank 3578, a micro cap at 1.61 E13 with $528 K volume, pure speculation there. ETH Doge ETHDOG is rank 4701 at 4.73 E14, $34 K volume, and SYNVSIONTWS is rank 4572 at 0.077 with $51 K volume. Finally, PRIVIX comes in at rank 4204, priced at 1.056 and $83 K volume. These additions signal increased platform activity, but tread carefully. Most are very early stage and high risk. All right, team, seeing some interesting activity on Solana. KIMIK2 and RIZZCOIN, both hitting that perfect 10-10 boost that screams early hype or a coordinated marketing push. Bobby the Cat is showing similar signs. Now Serial Guy with a 5300, that suggests sustained but not explosive effort. In this risk-on environment, these 10-10s could run but always size accordingly. Most mentioned ticker on X is MUBRAKAH. We're seeing a lot of chatter around this one, currently trading at 0.0020177. It's showing modest gains up 0.19% in the last hour and 0.33% over the past 24 hours. Volume is pumping at $196.52 million, indicating some serious interest. Market cap sits at a lean $2.02 million. Keep an eye on unlock events, though currently none are scheduled. The ticker that is increasing mentions on X is AIRGO. This one's making a move, jumping 6 spots in mentions. We're seeing a 1.47% pop in the last hour and a 0.61% gain over 24 hours. Volume is a healthy $43.03 million. With a market cap of $64.65 million, it's showing potential for a breakout. This looks like a momentum play worth watching to see if it can sustain this upward trajectory. It's a smaller cap, so expect volatility. The market has been firmly planted in greed territory this past week. We've seen little pullback, suggesting buyers are still firmly in control. However, the slight cooling in sentiment in the last few days hints at potential exhaustion. It's as if the rally is running on fumes. A consolidation phase or even a minor correction could be brewing. Traders should watch for signs of a shift in momentum. Dogecoin is absolutely leading the pack in trading volume today, clocking in at over $12.4 billion traded in the last 24 hours. That's a massive difference when you compare it to Ethereum, which saw around $3.9 million in volume. Dogecoin is trading over 3,180 times more than Ethereum right now. This surge is likely fueled by social media momentum and retail interest, as Dogecoin often benefits from viral trends and community activity. While it's tempting to chase volume, it's crucial to look beyond the hype and consider the underlying fundamentals or lack thereof. Looking at the Weiss ratings, Dogecoin receives a C+ overall with a surprisingly decent B for technology, but a dismal E+ for performance. And contrast that with Ethereum, which has a B overall, a solid B for tech, but also a D for performance. All right, let's talk about what's moving right now. Here are 5 tokens getting buzz. 1 BTC Bitcoin rank 1, still the king naturally. Institutional buying and ETF anticipation are driving things. 2 Ethereum rank 2. The merge is complete and people are looking at staking rewards. 3 Solana rank 5. Recovering nicely from last year's issues and showing strong network activity. 4 Ada Cardano, rank 8. Ongoing development and a focus on real-world applications are attracting attention. 5 XRP Ripple rank 3. The SEC case continues to be a major driver of price action. These are the names I'm watching closely. Remember, always do your own research. All right, let's talk new listings. We've got 5 fresh tokens hitting the boards. Chinese letter. Halo at rank 3564 0.0015, $552 K volume. Doge to Mars Diogeomeras at 3578 0.00000000000015, $529 K. ETH Doge ETH DOG at 4711 0.00000000000048. $33 K. SYNVSIONTWS at 4572, $0.077, $51 K, and PRIVIX at $4,201.06, $84 K. These are likely new project launches seeking broader exposure. This influx of smaller cap altcoins signals increased risk appetite, a good time for nimble traders, but remember to do your research. All right, team, seeing some interesting activity on Solana. DGF 3108YDA, KIMIK2D8ZG Dr. U, and RIZZCOIN Hey JWG7, all hitting that perfect 10-10 boost that's pure, concentrated hype, likely fueled by aggressive marketing. Spit C7D Va Nut is trying with 5300, but it's a slower burn. Seeing those maxed boosts and high totals suggests these projects are actively grabbing attention in this risk-on environment. Keep an eye on volume. Hype doesn't always equal gains. Most mentioned ticker on X is Taker. We're seeing heavy chatter around Taker currently trading at 0.03712. It's taken a hit in the last hour, down 0.48%, and a steeper 14.87% drop over the last 24 hours. Volume is pumping at $73.8 million, indicating strong, though currently bearish, interest. Market cap sits at $6.32 million. Keep an eye on the next unlock scheduled in 28 days, totaling $487.35 thousand that could inject some supply. The ticker that is increasing mentions on X is Alpaca. Alpaca is making moves, jumping 7 spots in mentions. Price is at 0.05943, down 1.32% hourly, but that masks a powerful 42.26% surge over the last 24 hours. Volume is at $9.49 million, confirming the breakout. Market cap is holding steady at $9.01 million. This one's showing serious momentum, a potential runner to watch. The market has been firmly planted in greed territory this week. We've seen little sign of pullback, suggesting investors are still piling in. It's a crowded trade, but momentum remains strong. A slight cooling off in the last few days doesn't signal a reversal, just a potential pause for breath. This feels like a late-stage rally. Caution is warranted. Okay, so Dogecoin is absolutely leading the charge in volume today, clocking in at over $12.5 billion traded in the last 24 hours. That's massively ahead of everything else, nearly 10 times more than XRP, which is the next busiest with around $1.25 billion in volume. What we're seeing with Dogecoin is largely momentum-driven trading, fueled by social media and speculative interest. Contrast that with Bitcoin, which saw roughly $79,000 in volume, a huge difference, and a sign that right now, people are prioritizing quick gains over what's traditionally seen as a store of value. Looking at the Weiss ratings, Dogecoin has a C plus overall with a surprisingly decent B for technology, but a really weak E plus in performance. This suggests the underlying tech isn't terrible, but it hasn't translated into consistent returns. Okay, let's talk about what's moving right now. Here are 5 tokens getting a lot of buzz. 1 BTC Bitcoin rank 1, it's still king, benefiting from recent ETF approvals and institutional interest. 2 Ethereum rank 2. The Dencun upgrade is a big deal, lowering transaction fees. 3 Sol Solana rank 3. Fast transactions and growing DeFi activity are drawing people in. 4 ADA Cardano rank 4. Developments with its scaling solutions are getting attention. 5 XRP Ripple rank 5. Ongoing legal developments continue to drive price action. These coins are all seeing increased volume and discussion. Bitcoin remains a safe haven. Ethereum is improving usability. Solana is gaining traction for speed. Cardano is showing promise with tech updates. Ripple's legal case is a major narrative. It's a dynamic market, always shifting. All right, let's talk new listings. We've got 5 fresh tokens hitting the boards. Chinese letter Halo at rank 3564, trading at 0.00149 with $553 K volume. Doge to Mars DOGMARS, rank 3576 at 1.58 E13 with $529 K volume. ETH Doge ETHDOG, rank 4704 at 4.75 E14 with $33.06 K volume. SYNVSONTWS, rank 4568 at 0.077 with $51.07 K volume. And PRIVIX, rank 4200 at $1.06 with $83.06 K volume. These are likely new project launches or smaller exchange debuts. This influx suggests increased platform activity, giving traders more altcoins to explore, but remember, higher risk often comes with newer listings. All right, team, seeing some interesting activity on Solana. That and Digital Girlfriend, both at 1010, suggests a focused, likely new marketing push. Baby Grok at 50/50 is showing serious, sustained effort. Serial Guy with 5,400 total, that's a lot of boosts historically, maybe a revival attempt. With risk appetite up, these could pop, but always DYOR. Most mentioned ticker on X is MUBRAKH. We're seeing a lot of chatter around this one, currently trading at 0.0020252. It's showing modest gains up 0.57% in the last hour and 0.37% over the last 24 hours. Volume is pretty hefty at $192.12 million, suggesting some genuine interest. Market cap sits at $2.02 million. Keep an eye on unlock events, though currently no unlock date is available. The ticker that is increasing mentions on X is Shadow. This one's making moves, jumping 4 spots in mentions. The price is holding steady at $27.83 with no change in the last hour, but a 0.58% increase over the past 24 hours. Volume is at $12.59 million and the market cap is $12.41 million. A 4 spot jump in mentions is a signal someone is definitely talking about Shadow. It could be a breakout brewing or a potential catalyst. Worth a closer look. No new news available at the moment. The market has been firmly planted in greed territory this past week. We've seen little pullback, suggesting buyers are still firmly in control. Though sentiment dipped slightly midweek, it quickly recovered. This feels less like a sprint and more like a sustained rally with traders confidently bidding up prices. A potential turning point hasn't materialized yet. We're watching for signs of exhaustion, but for now, the trend remains your friend. Dogecoin is absolutely leading the charge in volume today, clocking in at over 12.6 billion USD traded in the last 24 hours. That's a massive figure, and it's roughly 31 times the volume we're seeing from Bitcoin, which is sitting at around 79,673 USD. What's really driving Dogecoin isn't necessarily fundamental strength, but a resurgence of meme-driven trading and social media hype. XRP is also showing extremely high volume at over 1.25 billion USD, likely fueled by ongoing legal developments, but Dogecoin's sheer volume demonstrates a different kind of market enthusiasm. Now let's look under the hood. Dogecoin has a C+ overall rating from Weiss with a surprisingly solid B in technology, but a dismal E+ performance rating. This tells us the underlying tech isn't bad, but it hasn't translated into strong returns, and it's heavily reliant on external factors. All right, let's talk about what's moving right now. Here are 5 tokens getting buzz. 1 BTC Bitcoin rank 1, still the king naturally. Institutional buying and ETF anticipation are driving things. 2 Ethereum rank 2. The Dencun upgrade is a big deal. Lower fees should boost activity. 3 Sol Solana rank 3. Fast transactions and a growing ecosystem keep attracting developers and users. 4 Ada Cardano, rank 4 continued development and focus on real-world applications are gaining traction. 5 XRP Ripple rank 5. The SEC case continues to influence price with recent developments sparking optimism. These are the ones people are watching closely. Remember to do your own research before making any decisions. All right, let's talk new listings. We've got 5 fresh tokens. Chinese letter Halo at rank 3562, trading at 0.0014 with $557 K volume. Doge to Mars DOGMARS, rank 3576 at 1.62 E13 with $529 K volume. ETH Doge ETHDOG, rank 4709 at 4.82 E14 with $32.09 K volume. SYMVSIONTWS, rank 4563 at 0.077 with $51.08 K volume, and PRIVIX, rank 4199 at $1.06 with $83.06 K volume. These appear to be a mix of new project launches and smaller altcoins gaining exchange access. This influx suggests increasing platform activity and opportunities for nimble traders. But remember to do your research, these are all highly speculative. All right, team, seeing some interesting activity on Solana. That token a 10-10 boost, that screams early hype or a serious marketing push. We've also got Baby House and Baby Grok at 50-50 consistent effort, likely building community. Serial Guy with 5,400, that large total is odd, maybe a previous pump attempt. Remember, high boost scores don't guarantee gains, but they signal attention. Most mentioned ticker on X is Taker. We're seeing heavy volume $75.46 million, but the price action is telling a story of distribution. It's down 0.39% in the last hour and a significant 15.05% over the past 24 hours. Market cap sits at $6.29 million. Keep an eye on the unlock scheduled in 28 days. $482.76 K could add supply. This looks like a potential short-term fade unless we see a strong reversal. The ticker that is increasing mentions on X is AIRGO. This one's showing some relative strength, up 0.97% in the last hour and 1.54% on the day. Volume is healthy at $43.56 million with a market cap of $64.31 million. Jumping 8 spots in mentions suggests growing interest. It's a smaller cap, so it's susceptible to pumps, but the momentum is worth noting. We might see a breakout if volume continues. I recognize the cryptocurrency with ticker AIRewardrop. What would you like to know? You can ask for the price, analysis, chart, or other. The market has been firmly planted in greed territory this week. Sentiment drifted slightly lower in the last few days, suggesting a possible cooling period after a strong run. It's not a panic sell-off, more like traders are taking some chips off the table. This isn't unusual after extended gains. We're seeing a potential shift from aggressive buying to a more cautious approach. A sustained pullback could signal a broader correction, but for now, it feels like a healthy pause. Dogecoin is absolutely leading the pack in trading volume today, clocking in at over 11.8 billion USD. That's roughly 15 times the volume we're seeing from Ethereum at around 3.9 million USD. It's clear meme coin mania is still very much alive, driving short-term speculation and pushing Dogecoin's numbers significantly higher. Contrast that with Bitcoin, which, while still the king, is seeing a relatively modest 76,842 USD in volume. Bitcoin's strength is more about long-term holding, while Dogecoin is currently fueled by quick trades and social media buzz. Looking at the Weiss ratings, we see Dogecoin gets a C+ overall, with a surprisingly decent B for tech, but a really concerning E+ for performance. This suggests the underlying technology could support some functionality, but it hasn't translated into strong market gains until now, with this recent volume spike being largely detached from fundamentals. All right, let's talk about what's moving right now. Here are 5 tokens getting buzz. 1 Sol Solana rank 5. People are liking its speed and lower fees compared to Ethereum. 2 Dogecoin rank 8, still a community favorite driven by social media and memes. 3 SHIB Shiba Inu rank 14. Another meme coin benefiting from community hype and ecosystem development. 4 AVAX Avalanche rank 10. Fast transactions and smart contract capabilities are attracting developers. 5 Link Chainlink rank 16, important for connecting blockchains to real-world data, solid fundamentals. These are all seeing increased interest. Solana and Avalanche offer tech advantages. Dogecoin and Shiba Inu rely on community. Chainlink provides utility. Keep an eye on volume though, that's key. All right, let's talk new listings. We've got 5 fresh tokens hitting the boards. Chinese letter Halo at rank 3562, trading at 0.0014 with $559 K volume. Doge to Mars DOGMARS at 3576, a micro cap at 1.42 E13 with $530 K volume. Doge ETHDOG at 4712, also micro cap at 4.82 E14 and $32.09 K volume. SYNVSIONTWS at 4563, priced at 0.077 with $51.08 K volume. And PRIVIX at 4253 at $1.06 with $81.04 K volume. These are likely new project launches or smaller exchange debuts. Seeing this influx suggests increased activity in altcoins, offering potential opportunities, but remember, these lower-ranked tokens carry higher risk. All right, team, seeing some interesting activity on Solana. Baby Grok and Baby House, both at 50-50, suggest consistent, ongoing pushes. At 1010 is loud, likely a new project aggressively grabbing attention. Serial Guy with 5400 is a bit odd. A huge total boost count suggests past hype, but current effort is moderate. Risk appetite is up, so these meme plays could run but be selective. Most mentioned ticker on X is MUBARAKH. Currently trading at 0.0019805, we're seeing minimal movement up 0.01% in the last hour and a slight bump of 0.28% over 24 hours. Volume is surprisingly robust at $188.44 million, pushing the market capitalization to $2.02 million. Keep an eye on unlock events, though currently there isn't any data on that. It's a low float play, so volume is key. The ticker that is increasing mentions on X is Tokamak. This one's showing some real momentum, jumping 8 spots in mentions. Price is currently at $1.49, down 1.3% hourly. But don't let that fool you, we've seen a significant 21.6% surge over the past 24 hours. Volume is coming in at $10.17 million, supporting a market cap of $65.32 million. This looks like a breakout candidate, a potential runner if it can hold these gains. Definitely worth watching for a possible long entry. No new news available at the moment. The market has been firmly planted in greed this week. We've seen little sign of pullback, suggesting continued buying pressure. While sentiment hasn't spiked dramatically, it's held steady like a ship sailing with full sails. A slight cooling off in the last few days might signal a need for cautious positioning. It's not a storm brewing, but perhaps time to trim sails before the wind shifts. Dogecoin is absolutely leading the charge in trading volume today, clocking in at over 11.9 billion USD traded in the last 24 hours. That's a massive figure and puts it significantly ahead of the next highest volume coin, XRP, which saw around 1.2 billion USD in trades. What we're seeing with Dogecoin isn't necessarily about strong fundamentals, but rather momentum driven by social media and retail interest. Compare that to Bitcoin, which only moved about 77,000 USD in volume, a stark difference, and reflective of Bitcoin's more established, albeit currently subdued, position. Looking at the Weiss ratings, we see Dogecoin at a C+ with a surprisingly decent B for technology, but a really weak E+ for performance. That tech score suggests some development effort is happening, but the performance rating clearly highlights its volatility and lack of consistent gains. All right, let's talk about what's moving right now. Here are 5 tokens getting buzz. 1 Sol Solana rank 5. Solana's been steadily climbing thanks to its fast transactions and growing DeFi ecosystem. 2 BTC Bitcoin rank 1. Bitcoin always gets attention. Recent ETF approvals are driving institutional investment. 3 Ethereum rank 2. Ethereum's Dencun upgrade is expected to lower fees. That's a big deal for users. 4 BNB rank 4. Binance's token benefits from the exchange's popularity and expanding services. 5 Dogecoin rank 8. Dogecoin continues to see surges with social media hype and community support. These are the ones people are watching closely. Remember to do your own research before making any moves. Okay, here's a market analysis based on the provided data. Meme is currently trading at 0.000005 with a market cap of 5,182 and a liquidity pool of 8,325.61. The 24-hour volume is at 9,618.06. It's worth noting that the top